Hi, how are you? My name is Frederick, and today I'll be teaching you how to create a website. And in this website, we'll use Vite and React Router DOM. Vite is a new way of creating React applications. And using Vite, it's different with the create React app that is CRA because Vite is very fast, very fast. I'm sure you see how very fast is it. Unlike the Webpack that will consume time starting, restarting, compiling your app so that you can be able to show in the screen. So I'll start by creating a folder, and my folder I'll create under my documents. And in this folder, I will call it VT training, VT training. And when I open this folder, I want to make another folder. And in this VT training folder, I'll create another folder, but I'll create that folder using a cmd command. And I'll say make dr, and I'll call that VT at router. And if you come here, the folder is created automatically by just writing make dr. I'll make a directorate. Now here I'll open my idle or ideal, and I use Visual Studio Code. And by writing code dot, you'll be able to open the by writing code dot or code dash period, you'll be able to open your Visual Studio Code. This is a code editor, and in this code editor, you can use Sublime Text. For if you know how to use Sublime Text, you can use Notepad++. But for me, I prefer VS Code. It has a very nice GUI, because you'll be able to download some plugins so that your work is it's easier. Now I have closed our command prompt, our command editor. I've closed that, and in this VS Code, I go here to the new terminal. I create a new terminal, and in this new terminal, I write npm create vt at latest. You can realize we are not using npx like when we create a normal React app. We do npx create React app blah blah. Now we will not be using that, but we will be using Node package manager, that is npm create vt at latest. And because I don't want to create another folder, I told you I created the mother folder, that is the VT training. And here I don't want to create another folder, so I'll just use VT at the latest. Then I'll put a period. When you put a period, that tells your terminal that you want to create in the same folder. Whatever will be contained in that same folder is what you use. So I press the enter button, and you see here. Let me give you a bigger picture here. Unlike when you are creating create React for Webpack, let me now see here. Our app is asking for a package name, and I'll say I need a VT router dash router, and you'll be able to select. If you are VT is very nice because you can create a vanilla. You can create it. You can create your website or whatever your app using vanilla, that is JavaScript. You can use Vue, use a brother or a sister to React, you can use React. And for today, let us use this React. And here, then you are given another option. You can use JavaScript. That's this pure JavaScript. You can, nowadays, React is able to use TypeScript. When you use your upper arrow and down arrow, you'll be able to select whatever you afford, whatever variant you want to use. So for today, we'll be using JavaScript, and you can press enter. You see, and unlike when you are using Create React app, at this point it will tell you a happy hacking. But for Vite, you see, it's very fast. It's very the first thing that our Vite is very fast. Okay, and just by selecting your framework and selecting your variant, you are done. And you see, it's now you can follow the directions on your screen, and you write npm install nothing, just write that and press enter. And let us wait for a few seconds, because I told you Vite is very fast, and will not wait for long. And as the bundles continue downloading, we can come here and see the files that are already built in. We have the Vite config JS here, like here, because I don't want to use a default the default port provided by Vite. For now, I'll not change, so that I'll be able to show you what I mean. You can see we have a packet JSON, just as in Create Reactor app, and you'll notice that the the index HTML is not enclosed in the public folder. Unlike in the Webpack, this here your index HTML will be here, but this because this they are trying to make it even faster. When you have your folder, your index HTML here, it's very fast to access it, and therefore this is a good tech. This is a good tech, because you just moving from like let's say a single folder, and you'll be able to reach to index HTML. And nothing has changed here, just that the title is Vite plus React, and for us we can say Vite plus router. And now I told you I don't want you to do anything here before I show you what I'm doing. When I come here and say npm learn dev, you see you are given this, it's here. So therefore you can just copy it from your writing and press enter. See how fast is it? Just few seconds, it's learning. Now you go by default Vite use port 5173, but for me I don't want to use this. I want to use 3001. Therefore, now to the config Vite config file, I'll say server semicolon brace, and I'll just say port 3001. When I do this and I save, very fast, and the application has taken is using now. Now we can use our custom port, and I follow the link. You see how this is very fast, very fast, very fast. Let me terminate the running program and restart, so that you can see how fast it is. npm learn dev, and 1, 2, it's learning. And if you go to the now, so that you can be able to see the project in the browser, you can follow the link, and let us count. 1, 2, there it is. There it is. Very fast. And because that's why I love Vite. And let me close this. And when I go to the app, when I go to the source SRC, the source folder, you see not so many things have changed, but the asset now the asset is accessed through the source folder. Unlike before, when we are accessing our source, our assets through public, now in the VT we access the asset folder through the source. Previously in Webpack we were using index, yeah, index. But for now you can see it's main. They have changed that, and the trading we have the JSX. Unlike when before it was like you create a new folder and a new file, you say index.js. No, for now we will not be using that, and therefore our app mainly will be learning from the main JSX, but we will not touch this for today. And in our app, you remember that rotating logo in the React app. For now, we have this function, the counter, and then you can see it from here. You can see I'm pressing it. So I'll clear this. I'll clear this screen here, and I'll say H1. I'll use a H1. I'll say this is a Vite and React router DOM training. Sorry for that. You see, loading very fast, and I don't want this to be stretched here in the middle. Therefore, I'll clear this. I'll clear our index CSS. I'll not delete that. I will not delete that file. But now you can see we are able to access our. It's now moved upward. I think I'll delete this one. Let me keep that one, and I'll create this one. You see, now we have removed the padding top, so that whatever I create will be under this. Which I have added this HL so that I can show you what I mean. Why we are using the React router DOM. Now I want when I open my website or when I open my app, the navbar is here, and maybe we will add a footer down here. But I want when I go to my home, I'll be able to see this. I'll be able to see the navbar. But when I go to the page, like to the register and login, I'll not see the navbar, nor I'll not see the footer. Therefore, we are going to use these. For now, we are going to install our React router DOM, and if you see, we'll be using the latest version, that is 6.4. Maybe when you come to watch this video, it will be another version. But for me, I'll be using the 6.4. Therefore, let me download it, and I'll just terminate this and say npm install React. React router DOM, and it's a small package. It will install very fast. If you have a very nice internet, the process is very fast. And here in our source folder, I'll create two new folders. One folder I'll say it's called pages, and in our pages I'll create four files. One I'll say home, .jsx. I'll create another folder called register.jsx, and I'll create another folder, another file called let me call posters.jsx. And finally, I'll create another file called single post.jsx. And then I'll create another folder here in the source folder. I'll call it components, and I'll create two files. One file I'll say navbar.jsx, and another one I'll say footer. In so many websites, you see you find these two components. Therefore, I have a plugin called ES6/ES7. Therefore, when I click RCFE, and you see this is a React boilerplate. When I go to our app, and I want this H1, the H1 tag here, to have the navbar, and in the navbar I'll copy home, paste it twice, and say, and the same about us. Things you'll find in a website. Contact us, and because I want to have when I say style is equals, when you see this means that this is a JavaScript. It's like creating here, saying const styles, and just like that, and you say red. Now I'll create it inside our span, and I'll need another curly brace, and say margin left. You realize that here there is a camel case, unlike when we say margin left. In normal CSS, we say margin left, camel case name, and I'll say 10. I'll copy this. For today, I'll not teach you styling. You see, we have the navbar here, and let's say I put a home. Home, and it auto import. You see our home here, so that we'll be able to see here. Now I want, when I go to our home page, I'll be able to see this. But when I go to something like register, this thing will disappear and only the form will open. When I go to something like login, this thing will disappear. For now, it's not working because you have not configured the React DOM. But when I configure, you will see. When we go to a page like register, everything will disappear here, and only the form that will help you to register will remain. And I want to something when you go to something like a my poster, and I go to say, let's say to one, this thing will disappear and only the poster will remain here. But when I go to my posters, or the template that is holding my posters, you will be able to see our navbar, our footer, and whatever you have here. So here, I'll go to our the site that we opened. From 6.4, we are using create browser router, and therefore I'll copy this. I'll copy this and paste in our app above. I'll paste it above our navbar, and here I'll create I'll create a router, and this way I'll say cons router is equals create browser router, this one here, and brackets. When I come here and say router provider, sorry, I've got router provider, this one here, router, and and say use our const router here and close that that file. When we come here, you see nothing will appear. Why? Even if I go to our home, nothing will appear because inside here, inside our app, whatever is done by our function app, we have not added anything here. Okay, and now if I say I put a curly brace and say pad semicolon, this is a home link, and the element I want to use here, I use the element of home, this one here. Now if we go there, we'll be able to see the home. Okay, let's say I want to import register, and when I come here and add the path, and say when I go to the path register, I want to call the element register and close. When I come here and say I want the register, you see, we'll be able to see our register. And if I want something, when I go, let me create another page, and we'll call this page error page. The error page dot JSX. By default, we are provided with an error page. We are provided, let's say, go to register one. This is the default error page provided. When I go to login, maybe spelled, you see this is the error page, but I want to change this default provided page. So therefore, when I come to here and use my plugin, you see the error page here, and I want to create a H3 tag here, and say page not found, page not found. Please check the link again. And down here, I create a paragraph and say back home, and I'll show you something. Therefore, if I go, that's our error page. Now I'll create our error page here and say path. When I put the star there, this means any other page that is not provided by router, any other page that is not provided by the router will take us to the elements. Will take us to the elements error page, and here auto imported. And therefore, you see, when you go to any page that is not provided, but I want when you let's say you misspelled the link, or maybe the link was there but now it's not found, and you want to go back to home. I want this to be a link that will take us back to home. And previously, in other development, you see that we say, like, when I create a paragraph and I'll say href, and I'll say take us home, and close this and say home. You see it's there, and when I press it, it's taking us home. But I don't want to use this. I don't want to use the tag and the A tag. I want to use something called link. This is provided by, and it's enclosed, and say home. You can say back home, or go to home page. Go to home page. Okay, this is provided by the router, and you say to, and put like that, say home. Now you have to import it here. Import links, or link from React router DOM. And therefore, if I go to any other page, you see, yeah, I think I have to create some spaces here and there and there. It's a page not found. Please check the link again. Go to home page. When I press it, we are going back to home. So you can use an A tag or this link provided by React router DOM. And I'm done with that. Now I want my home page to have the navbar and the footer, but I don't want these two pages to access the navbar. Here I'll come and say, I'll create a function and say cons, let's call it dashboard, like a Java function. Yeah, I'm sorry, like a JavaScript function. I don't know why I'm keeping the same Java. And there is another thing provided to us by React router DOM called the outset. And therefore I'll say return. I'll create a div Sometimes if you omit to use this div, I'll show you. I'll show you. When you omit to use that div, you see the problem that is caused. And I want the navbar to be the headmaster here. I want to import something called outlet. Outlet. And this one is imported. This one import it. It's a React package. It's in React router. Therefore, here I say outlet. Remember to put a comma. And let's say we'll be using footer. I have to import that one too. Therefore, when you save like that, now you have this dashboard here. And now here I'll say this path home, uh, path home will go to the element dashboard, seven crossed. And under the dashboard we'll have children, and those children will be like an array with objects inside. Let's create the object that will be inside the array. I'll say path home. Okay, home, and these elements will use our home. Okay. See the children. Note this down. Whatever will be in the children, this dashboard, the dashboard that has a navbar and outlet, it will show us. Okay. And if you notice here, we have the home. But if we go to the register, the home is not there. See, if I go to home, I'll have the footer, I have my home page, and I'll have the navbar. Now see, whatever is down here in the children will have a navbar and the footer. And let me add a line here. See, if I have a line there, you see, now we'll be able to access your navbar up here, the page itself here, and the footer down here. Let's say our posters, we want to have that posters path posters, a lot of posters, and the element will be elements will be the posters. If I go to the posters here, posters, you see the page will be there, the footer will be down here, and the navbar will be up there. But if I go to the single page, see the page is not found. I want to add the single page here and see where I use this poster, a single poster and ID. Let's say A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3, and the elements will be the single post. If I say this, and I think I need to get this, that, I need to break it like that. Therefore, if I go here and say, let's say my poster has an ID of A, B, C, X, Y, Z. See, it will tell us page not found. Why? Because we used the ID here, but we added something here. If I remove this one and remain with the ID, this ID, okay, and I go to ABC, I'll be able to see the single feed, but our number will not be visible. Let's say I go here and say I need a link here, a paragraph, and say paragraph here, a p tag, and say go back to posters, and I say link. Remember, talk to you about link, and say here, and say to this one should take us to the posters, okay, and I need to import a link from here down. If I go to this and I want to go back to my page, I'll just say and see, I'll be able to access our number. Okay, that's for today. Please like this video and be a subscriber to that channel at Vite. Thank you.